September 17th. Would make a couple comments about our in-service. We had one of our full days of in-service started out with a district-wide, all of us together for about an hour and a half. And through that, we had a presentation on growth mindset that our staff were exposed to. That's one of our big goals for the 2018-19 school year, is to help nurture that growth mindset with our staff and students. And a lot of talk about how important relationships are with students and staff and school culture. There was work that occurred throughout the in-service on vertical alignment of our curriculum and our practices. And then we had a major afternoon of safety training. We actually, part of receiving the safety grant from the state of Wisconsin, purchased Stop the Bleed kits. So our local EMTs and law enforcement helped to do training of all district staff and Stop the Bleed. And those, do you know what's different about treating, like right now, as far as treating a wound, like a bullet hole or a knife wound, is actually that they are strongly recommending that we use tourniquets. So just a few years ago, tourniquets were never a part of any kind of school safety, any kind of training. And now everybody's trained in how to use a tourniquet. So our kits actually have a tourniquet and gauze, and we learn how to pack on an open wound. So it's important, the level of knowledge that the staff have and that empowerment, should anything ever occur, that they have some additional training there. Then we also had a hour and a half training in our school emergency operations plan. Amy Nels from Emergency Management Services at the county level came, basically informed the staff on where our plan came from, gave them the basics of what the plan is about, and then one of our detectives came and trained the staff in run, hide, fight, and just the concepts of what that is and how that fits our school emergency operations. So that was very riveting, actually, the video that he shared. It was disturbing, I think would be the word that I would use. But again, it's a level of awareness and understanding for our staff and just everybody being trained at a greater level in the event we need to respond, that we would be prepared. So just want to mention that too.
All right, that's it. All right, thank you.
Just a second. You may be planning this already. I'd suggest when the tech ed rooms are done and that part that we got the tour, when that's opened up, I could suggest another open house.
Yeah, we're going to do a ribbon cutting event for that, specific for the STEM area itself. And then we're going to do one big, huge open house for the whole high school next fall. Because reality is what they saw a work in progress. There's still a hole up in the wall over there. There's still areas that aren't painted. There's a ton of work that still has to be done at the high school. So yeah, for sure. So this November, hopefully, well, not hopefully, when it's done, we will be doing a major ribbon cutting event.
It's impressive to see the size of the tech ed facility down there and the additional classroom space we're getting because of closing in the bus board. It's great.
Yeah, it's nice, really high ceilings in that whole space, which is a great attribute.
It's hard to tell if you're in the same school.
Yeah, when you stand in the cafeteria and look, you're lost. You can't fit it. Nothing looks right.
Well, you're upstairs, there's a parent, so I said, so what do you think? And he said, well, I kind of remember where Mr. So-and-so's room was and Mrs. So-and-so's room was here. And I'm like, well, that's nostalgia, is what it comes down to. That's just where the room was 35 years ago doesn't mean it's a modern learning environment for kids today. So I thought that was fun. And they agreed.
All right. How was your first day?
It was fantastic. I would tell you, it was quite smooth. We had Big Red welcoming kids when they came in this morning. Moms and dads had brought their kids in, played on the playground with the kids until we let them into the buildings. They had a great time. Breakfast was served. I saw very few tears. It was a good day. And like I was saying earlier, the biggest stress you have as a primary school teacher is making sure every learner gets on the bus and gets home safely at the end of the day. And we had that happen today. And again, it was very smooth. Travis, I thought it was one of the smoothest middle school transitions to buses that we've had in a long time.
Definitely.
Yeah, so it was good. It was very good. And lots of getting to know you going on at Parkview today. It was fun.
And a nice new road open.
Yeah, we had actually access, and in fact, I have such a habit now of going around to get to Parkview. I forget I actually have roads open to get there. But no, it was a very, very good day, and like Scott said, at open house, we had lots of families come. We had a chance to celebrate our new space. Jessica, her first art lesson, I took a picture of the first art lesson in our new space today. She actually had the kids do some mural making on our new, we have a white wall with made of whiteboard paint. So they did some artwork right on the new wall today. I was able to take pictures, so it was a good time. No, I did, don't worry. Yeah, it was a good day.
Good, thank you, Becky. Bob, how was the middle school?
Same thing, had a good day, it was quiet, kids knew where to go. We're still working in Skyward to get our schedule set up, still running that program. So many of our students didn't have schedules today, but during homeroom at the first period of the day, we had teachers working with kids to create their schedules by hand. We know where they're going, we have lists of where they're going, we just need to get it into the system.
All right, thank you.
I have one question. So or more of observation. So the retaining wall in front looks like they're making a lot of progress.
We're moving ahead on that. We still are closing off the front drive. Unless, of course, it's raining, then we'll allow parents to come up and drop kids off because kids will enter the building and not be out there. There won't be a danger. But yes, they are making progress. And it looks like the crew's a little larger. You know,
Right. Triple
They
in
talked
size.
about hiring another crew to join them, so I hope they make real good progress because we still need to pour stairs and get railings on and then
So all the
pass
rain,
inspection.
all the rain really slowed that down. That's what
Yeah.
happened.
Then they wanted to get
So they're
another
making
guy.
progress now.
Yeah.
What I will say is we saw designs, and I probably even talked here, where it was two sets of stairs coming up and together. And with the design that's been updated, they didn't need it. So they're just one run right up the middle. So just FYI, because I said, something's missing here. So they said, oh, you missed
I was
that.
surprised that it got that narrow all at once, yeah.
So,
Lee?
Had a great day at the high school today. As you know, or remember, what we do on the first 2 days of school, we bring freshmen only in the morning, give them basically the lay of the land and the run of the building by themselves before the upperclassmen came in. So today we have freshmen till 12:45, and it'll be the same way tomorrow. Ran them through some team building activities, ran them through their schedule multiple times so they get used to the building because we've changed some rooms and numbers, so the upperclassmen had a scheduled run as well. Confirmed all our locker assignments because there was some change in when we took out Banks' lockers, the numbers didn't match where they used to be, so we verified that everyone's got the right locker today. So, and I just want to compliment the kids and the teachers because there's still some growing pains in a good way that we're experiencing, and the teachers and the kids have really embraced the new layout of the building. Looking
Lee,
forward
can
to-
you give a short example of team building?
I was not in there, Joe.
Okay.
But what they did was, what we took the freshmen, and normally we would have 6 sets of 15, let's say. But due to time, our rotation today was, we worked in sets of 30. So one rotation today was 30 with me in the cafeteria going through expectations at lunch, 30 taking a tour of the building, and then 30 in the gym with a series of teachers doing team building. Like there's a great Lego exercise that we do where you're given a problem and you get a set amount of time to solve that problem, and there's no directions other than this is what it's got to look like at the end. So we'll do another round of those, and we've done those over the years, and it's a great way because we can't assume, certainly our 9th graders, we've got some feed in from parochial schools, we've got new students, and we've got our 8th grade students. So what we tried to do is make those really kind of a mixed up groups, so you're working with someone you may not normally work with. You know, and I can get you a list of exactly what they did, but the feedback from the kids was really positive in terms of they worked hard for the entire 30 minutes on certain problems that they had.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lee. Possible future action items that need to be discussed or put on the agenda next time? Any unfinished business? New business, we have resolution 181954, approval to hire Louise McLaren, food service at the high school. So moved. Motion by Dick, seconded by Norm.
okay. Nikki's not here tonight, but what I will share with you, this rounds out the food service hiring for this school year. Right now, the plan is that Nikki and Christina are down at Parkview, running the Parkview program. And then this is a new hire for the high school.
Any questions on this approved hire?
Just gonna ask, how did the summer food, that thing go?
I think it started out very busy with summer school,
Yeah.
and having takers that were there, obviously. And then we had another round of like a summer school booster program
Okay.
that ran in August, so there's picked up again there. I would say that there were definitely some standard takers from the community that came in, some childcare providers and parents with their kids
There were meals that were regularly shipped to the daycare centers.
also.
So there were probably 80 meals that were served every day,
Okay.
making sure that the learners, the kids who were at those facilities were fed.
So overall, it was well planned
It
out.
was it was good.
And as the numbers dwindled or just became lower, right, then the staffing amount changed too. So she adjusted her staffing accordingly.
Dick?
Aye.
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 Motion carried 7-0. Resolution 181955, approval of contract. Director is for Nikki Williams, for Director of Food Service. Motion by Norm, second by
I'll second.
Jim.
Okay, I literally kept the edited version of the contract. I know that I've touched base with the board about this in the past, but when the food service program added on our summer meals model that we have, the position became an all year round job. Right now, it's an 11th-month position. So she just picked up a month's worth of work, which is absolutely what she did. In addition, she's also working on the summer meals program above and beyond the standard 40-hour work week. It is a salaried position. So really what we have here is a prorated position that just, what does it mean to add in the extra month of work to the contract? So you see the new salary that reflects being all year round, 260 days. You see 26 payments, and then the benefit is no longer prorated. So for her position, the benefit was a 11-month position, so that it would be 1/12 of the benefits she was responsible to contribute towards. So that's, what's important is that all of these changes have to be supported by the Fund 50 budget, with the expectation that that'll be a balanced budget this school year. So the summer meals program has worked out well for them, and they've made some changes in staffing in the lunch program so that our two go-to people from Parkview are Nikki and Christina before they were in more traveling positions. So I guess that's what I have to offer on the change in the contract. She's been working the position and has been paid an hourly rate. What hasn't happened is the change in the benefits.
Any questions on this resolution? Norm?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion carried 7-0. Resolution 181956, approve the hire Brianne Devontae, special education paraprofessional at the high school. Need a motion? I'll move. Norm, second by
Second.
Joe.
Sure.
Go ahead.
So most of the information you need is there in the letter. I had the pleasure of bringing Brianne on, and actually she's something that we've been working on for over 2 years to get in. But we were in a situation a couple years ago, we didn't want to steal her from a local daycare provider and who also works with kids to be a good partner, so we kind of set that aside for a couple years. And then once we had the positions posted, she had an opportunity to look at some options at Parkview, and then we had the one up at the high school as well. So we're really excited about bringing Brianne on, and she was able to start right away, even though it was a quick hire. So she was up working with the kids today.
Any questions on this approved hire for Brianne? Nor?
Aye.
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 Right.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried 7-0. Resolution 181957, approval to hire Jennifer Loaf for special education paraprofessional at the middle school. So moved.
And
Dave, second by
Second.
Joe.
We've had 2 resignations in our para ranks over summer and transferred to Hartley from the middle school. We've had some moving around of the paras within the middle school and have left a couple of openings. This is one of those openings. We posted on weekend and interviewed as many who come in. This candidate comes with just a personal experience working with children, but we found that she's probably going to be a good fit for that program. 3-5 cross-cap and disabilities program.
Any questions on this approval to hire for Jennifer? Dave, what, go ahead.
How come it seems like that every time a lot of paraprofessionals leave out, we get more in? It's just a kind of observation. I could be wrong in that, it just seems that way.
We've had a lot of hires. Okay, so if we go back to 2 years ago, these are my observations off the top of my head. 2 years ago, we actually made a reduction in our special education program based upon enrollment.
Okay.
And then last year, you experienced many new hires.
Correct.
A lot of them. Well, we had already reduced them or not filled positions when people had left the year before.
Is this based on our full-time enrollment, the kids that
It
are in
is.
there, then we're gonna go up and down, that's what it is? Okay, that's what I was
Right.
wondering. I was just-
What we don't want is a revolving door, however.
sure.
Right? And some of the staff members that Bob just referred to had been here for a while, and they just moved on to a different position. So we do have some reassignments of staff too, based upon their skill sets. So he alluded to that too, where someone was going to go to the middle school. They were at a different building. They were about to be assigned to the middle school, and instead they went, I actually know this individual. They were a support staff member for me in a different school district, came here, accepted a position, but they're also balancing another part-time job.
Correct.
And they made a decision to say, okay, this is the direction I'm going.
And then the pay, is that, and I don't know what would be considered fairly compensated, is that something that we're comparable with other school districts or no?
It's a range, and I would say some school districts were right there with them, others were low.
Okay.
So that's something that we're gonna be visiting now this fall, as I'm looking at all of this
Just
sports
try to
staff
keep that
positions.
revolving door down, because I think in
Correct.
the long run, it might cost us more if you keep having a revolving door retraining or
So
whatever.
as far as the skills go, because
Sure.
I recognize that also, the amount of training that our professionals, our support staff get now is great. So there's a higher level of training. They're considered highly qualified. They actually meet this category based upon the level of training that we get. So all of our special education needs have to be considered highly qualified in order for us to.
So they're already highly qualified
Not the
before they
ones
come
that just
to
got
us.
hired. They are going to be.
So we're gonna be training them
Yeah.
at cost to us, and
Yep.
now, are they leaving where it's ended up costing us more because we're paying too low, is kind of my thing.
Some have left for jobs that pay considerably more, though.
Okay.
That's the thing. Like
I
there's
don't
a
know if we
big
could
gap.
visit
in
pay
bucks.
for all our paraprofessionals, but I'd like to figure out, is our cost on the back end more than what it is because we're paying too low?
Lee's
or
very
what?
excited at what you're saying right now, just so you know.
We're all
and
clapping
we
you on
are,
your back, Scott.
yeah, so,
No, I'm just concerned
Yeah.
about the costs on the back end. If we keep rotating these
For
folks
sure.
out, it's costing us more.
And the other thing I can add, if you don't mind, Scott, is that I don't believe doing kind of exit interview type things, it's not so much we're losing to another school district, but where the economy is right now with local businesses, there are jobs. So right now, the thing that we believe attracts a good pair to our district is one, the love of working with kids with disabilities and all kids.
Sure.
The other thing that's helpful, attractive too, is that if you have kids in the district, you can now be on the same schedule as your kids. So those two things, I think, are still main